disruptive production models? I guess we are going to find out. We have 3 speakers, and guys, please remember, it's 15 minutes or 10 minutes with questions. And we have Adde Granberg from SVT, we have Rui Almeida from SuperSportTV Portugal, and we have Gulbrandsen from NRK. Please welcome these guests. And the first one comes via Skype. Adde, stage is yours.
Digital disruption, yeah, that's an interesting word. The term disruption is more, I think, that we are changing something from the ground and industry. And I think that's what's happened with the old traditional broadcast industry that SVT is part of. As I think most of you know, this is what I could really easily explain is the broadcast chain as it looks today. It's traditional cameras, it goes to the galley, we sometimes edit it, and then we transmit it, and we transmit it to a single platform. You can call it TV, for example. It's SDI, it's files, etc. And it takes a long time to build this infrastructure up. It's quite often a special, very, very expensive equipment. We need specialists in almost all of this step. And we have loads of conversion in the material we are transporting from the camera out to the single platform that we call TV. The metadata in the old broadcast industry is only used to the tableau that's quite often as well printed out in the newspaper. And the industry does not need to take any responsibility for the user experience. In this case, it's the TV vendor, it's Sony or Samsung or that kind of company that really take care of the user experience when you turn their TV on. This is the industry and quite easily how it's been worked for, I should say, the last 50 years, more or less. This is what we're facing right now. We are going into an IP-based solution with the same platform all over. We're not converting in the same way as we did. This, to build a TV station, IP-based, you can do it in hours. You use the common equipment, the common network equipment that you use for the IT infrastructure at your TV station. It's more generalist than specialist. It's much more, or much less, I should say, conversion for the material. And the metadata is making us searchable and much, much more important when we are on different kind of platforms. And the old broadcaster that only had one single platform for television right now need to take full responsibility for the user experience when the material we transmitting meets the audience. And the big change as well is that it could be cloud-based now. So the camera will send up the material to whatever could be cloud, private or in public cloud. We edit on a software, not a hardware. We edit different versions to different content platform. It could be Facebook, it could be TV, it could be our Play services. And we distribute it, not only one single feed anymore. We distribute loads more of different kind of feeds. And with this says, we need to do both. This is the biggest challenge right now what I'm facing as a CTO and old head of production on SVT right now. We really need to keep the old way to do TV in the broadcast environment together with the new way and really change now to IP-based production chains, and multi-platforms distribution, and take care of the user interface. How is SVT then taking care of seeing how we could handle this in the future? We will see that production, the technology department, and SVT, we have an SVT interactive department. They really need to merge more and more together, and probably get to a totally new department. Production technology and the interactive, I think, will really need to have a good and fantastic marriage, because it will be the same. SVT has as well worked for this last, I should say, 4 or 5 years in a hybrid between the old SDI environment and the new IP-based environment when we have done remote production. Remote production is that you have cameras on one place and the control room or galley on another location, and you transport all the cameras through IP and then back again to SDI cables. But that means that you can still do both TV and you can go on other platforms. That's a hybrid. And next step now for SVT is for the local news, where we will go 100% IP-based. We will have each camera, you see on the Swedish fantastic map there, could be a studio. All the studios go now cloud-based to a control tower, and from that tower could be placed anywhere. You can actually do all this kind of local news transmission, and you can do multiple distribution out of them on different kind of platforms. This is a big challenge for us to handle and make the crew as well understand it. Facing a lot of other challenges when we're doing this as well is the IT security. I think most of you have heard about the attack that was a week ago, and we need to have a secure network to handle all this cloud-based and software-based equipment. Where should we handle the cloud-based production? Should it in public or private network? And we need as well to do both. We need to keep the old broadcast industry for a while we transform over to the IP-based. We need to transform as well all personnel. That's a big challenge. And I think we need as well to get more IT people instead of traditional TV people into the industry, and that quite quick. Last but not least, we need to definitely understand metadata, and we need to handle it. If you can't be searched, we can't be found. Right now, we are in the tableau I was talking about before, but if we start to distribute on other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Play services, Google, whatever it will look in the future, we need to be searchable. So that's a really key, I think, especially for SVT to survive in the close future. That's what I have to say. I think I handled it in 10 minutes. It's a tough time.
It was great. Thank you, Adde. One question for Adde, if somebody has hand up now. You were very clear. There is no questions for you. Thank you very much, Adde Granberg from SVT. And the next one, Rui, stage is yours.
My microphone? It's this one? That one?
Yep. You can use the table or this.
No, I'll prefer that one. Yeah. And it's this one? Yeah, I think so. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Monday, I woke up in Johannesburg. Tuesday, I had breakfast in London. Wednesday, I was in UEFA Europa League final in Sweden. Yesterday, I woke up in Sweden and I'm here. So, this is a small world, a very small world. And I'm going to talk to you about journalism and journalists, and about mobile journalism and the way mobile journalism can become a disruptive production model. Because journalism is made by journalists. There is no such thing for me as a citizen journalist. Journalist is a technique, is a professional with skills, and is obviously a professional with appropriate training. But first of all, I came from South Africa. I'm an anchor for SuperSport in South Africa, which is not the South African, as a matter of fact, it's not a South African TV station, it's a Pan-African TV station. We broadcast for 47 countries. Let me check if I can manage this. Yeah, we have technical issue. We'll do a break. In TV, in live TV, it would be a problem. Stop counting, please.
It's okay.
It's from the distance, from Gulbrandsen to Ponta Delgada. Yeah. Sorted? Sort of.
What is the situation? Does
It's
it look
me.
like bad or
me.
real bad?
Só naufrágios e avarias.
Or do we have hope? Hope left? So this is interesting situation.
Yeah, it is. Is
Yeah.
it the first one today and yesterday?
Yeah, yeah.
Did we experience this
But
kind
it
of
was
problems?
also first time with the Skype.
Oh, okay, okay.
So there is something wrong with the cables or data or
It's a sort of a technical coffee break.
seems like it. It's going to affect in our timetable, but these kind of problems
Oh, I can see something
will
interesting.
be
Haha, perfect. Sorted.
clear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we go? Okay. So, let me check if I can manage this. How can I do it?
Who took the another one? Is there remote control?
Another one, maybe here?
Ah, it's there. Sorry, I was
Let's see.
seeing it here.
Move forward. Oh, yes. Okay, I work, as a matter of fact, not for SuperSport, but for MultiChoice, and I will start my presentation by talking a little bit about MultiChoice. It's a giant group, a giant communications group spread all over Africa, and SuperSport is a part of MultiChoice group. This is our main building with the Google concept, open space, 2,000 people daily. We have one restaurant and 2 coffee shops, which is very important. 4 floors, auditorium, multiple meeting rooms, and also a gym. We are based in Granberg, which is a suburb of Johannesburg, and we broadcast for all over Africa. We have 17 channels, 24/7, 13 in English language, 4 in Portuguese language, because of audience, a measured audience in Angola and Mozambique, the Portuguese-spoken countries in Africa. But as a matter of fact, we broadcast for 47 sub-Saharan African countries and territories, even Santa Helena, 180 million viewers, and we are right holders. Obviously, we're talking about the second biggest world sports TV station after ESPN for FIFA, UEFA, English Premier League, La Liga, Olympics, International Athletics, F1, Tour de France, Vuelta, ATP. So, we're talking about MoJo. And we do MoJo in SuperSport in such a big TV station. But let me go back a little bit behind in the time to 2011. You know, IT was struck by a massive earthquake in Port-au-Prince, and I did this in Port-au-Prince back in 2011. Of course, it's not the whole video I'm going to show you, but it was a start for MoJo.
Uma das imagens mais marcantes do sismo de 12 de janeiro de 2010.
This is the presidential palace in Haiti, and I was pushed by the locals. They didn't want me to shoot. They didn't want me to shoot their damaged city. That's why the panic in the beginning in the video. This was a few days after the big earthquake in Port-au-Prince in Haiti. And it's also an experience with MoJo. Let's go forward. In 2015 in Christchurch, recovering from 2 earthquakes. Christchurch is a city in the southern island in New Zealand. It was struck also by 2 very big, very complicated earthquakes. But they hosted proudly several matches, I think 4 or 5 matches, for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 2015, which means 3 years after a big earthquake. And we can show how MoJo, and they showed how MoJo was important during the earthquake coverage and also during the football matches coverage. Another possibility we have is to broadcast, and this was live broadcast with my cell phone. All of this was with cell phones, with iPhone. First one was with an iPhone 4, the second one with an iPhone 5, and this one with an iPhone 6, live from Colombia for the Portuguese television. This was broadcast on the peace treaty signature between government and the rebels, the armed rebels. This was in September 2015, and this was a live broadcast with a cell phone. And we also use the mobile journalism technology, the light technology, this disruptive model of technology to our promos in the studios right before our shows. This is one of our shows, one of our studios. I was anchoring and I was promoting also in the social networks for the SuperSport show in Champions League. I would like you to look at some figures about MoJo in the world in 2017. There is around 2,400 MoJo specialists and followers. The public Irish television, I was three weeks ago in Galway in the MoJo Con, which is the biggest world conference organized by the public Irish television for mobile journalism. They trained 150 journalists from the newsroom. And BBC encouraged reporters to practice MoJo and provide proper kits to its reporters. ARD and ZDF, the 2 biggest German TV stations, started a MoJo training program, and they expect to reach 50% of the reporters in the newsrooms in the next 2 years. Rede Globo from Brazil, they covered the entire Copa America. It was in Chile in 2015 with MoJo kits with an iPhone, a handheld microphone, light tripod, internet connections. Hindustan Times in India, they provided MoJo kits for 750 journalists around the country. And these are actual figures. So, as a disruptive tendency, as something that can help you to reach to more auditorium, to more viewers in a short space of time with light technology. Of course, the positive thing about MoJo is that it's nimble, lightweight, easy to carry. It's a file for multiple platforms with one workflow only. It's cheaper, and obviously the managers like that. It's more intimate. Interview subjects are used to phones, and it's much easier to interview someone with a cell phone rather than with a conventional camera. Negatives, of course, it's a cell phone. Connectivity. You're not able to get the best connectivity in every situation. I'm out of batteries again. It happens a lot of times. The apps are great, yes they are, but when they work. And still a problem of trust, because it's new. Resources and tools about the MoJo that I use an iPhone 5, a 6 or 7 Plus, an iPad Pro, the Filmic Pro app. Obviously you are You all know about these technologies, a handheld microphone, a lavalier microphone. I can broadcast to anywhere in the world with this small tool. This is a video, a Rode video mic me, an iPhone 6, a Manfrotto Lite, and with an internet connectivity and the proper code, I use Live View to go to CNN Newsroom straight, or to go to SuperSport Newsroom straight, or BBC Newsroom straight, and they put me on air. But the most interesting thing to tell about MoJo is that for me there are 3 MoJo stages. MoJo on the go, which is fast production, no edition, social media. MoJo Newsroom, with storyline, edited, and to broadcast. And MoJo long format, with pre-production, post-production, screenplay, and documentary. RTE broadcasted for the first time in Europe a documentary filmed only with an iPhone 5. It's called The Collectors. It was aired, I guess, on the 26th of July 2015, last year. It was a 52-minute documentary, a long-format documentary with only mobile resources, edited on LumaFusion and filmed in locations in Ireland, England, and United States, only with an iPhone 5. And now we have iPhone 7, which is much better. And we also have Steadies, we have DJI Mobile, we have DJI Osmo. And these are the resources and tools, the extra resources and tools we can use. To edit and broadcast, we have LumaFusion. LumaFusion for iPad Pro, it's absolutely amazing. It can allow you to edit a professional broadcast story in 2, 3, 4 minutes with no problems at all. And we also have something very important besides Ustream that allow you to broadcast live, TeraDeck. TeraDeck is is a studio on your iPad. And you can cut, mix, put the audio, have the preview, the pictures, and broadcast live for your TV station from any part in the world, as long as you get the proper connectivity, of course. There is now the M4N. It's the first MoJo World News Agency. It gathers together around 1,000 mobile journalists around the world. It's obviously good for the mobile journalists that works as a freelancers like me, and it's obviously good for the publishers that can reach many stories and statements and sports competitions and political issues. Otherwise, it would be more complicated for them. But this is the point. Conventional television will always work. This was the day before yesterday with Phil Neville during a pre-unilateral position before the UEFA Europa League final between Ajax and Man United in Friends Arena in Stockholm. So professionals, all the professionals in all the areas will always be critical for international events, for big coverages, for heavy structures. We need the heavy structures, obviously. I think you all heard about Al Jazeera. And Al Jazeera, they have an amazing media training and development center with a guide for mobile journalism. It's a great document for those who want to follow mobile journalism as a tendency. It's, I think, almost a Bible with 20 pages. Absolutely amazing. It's not available everywhere. I brought it from Galway 3 weeks ago. Okay, last but not least, I'm within the 10 minutes. I'm a TV guy, so. Costa Concordia shipwreck. I think you heard about it. It was in Giglio Island on Friday 13th, 2012, in January. I was there. I was a passenger, and I was there in honeymoon. And my wife, she's there. She's also a TV presenter for RTP Azores. It was a honeymoon with special effects. Of course, besides my wife, of course, but my best friend there was my camera, my cell camera. I recorded everything, and this is only a 3-minute package that was broadcast in that day by the Portuguese public television in the main news service. Abandono de navio. Abandono. Vamos abandonar o navio nesta altura. O navio está prestes a afundar. Vamos ver, o impensável aconteceu, de facto, num cruzeiro desta natureza e com um navio destas características.
Não vai ser pânico.
Não há pânico nenhum. Vamos para o deck 4. Vamos para o deck 4. Master Station A.
Vai ser muito fácil.
Vamos. Vamos, amor. Vamos, amor. Calma.
Allora, A da questa parte, B da quel lato.
Para aqui. Não te preocupes, mãe. Está tudo controlado. Estávamos a jantar no restaurante Roma, um dos 2 restaurantes deste navio de 290 metros de comprimento. Escutámos um barulho de batimento claro em qualquer obstáculo e a que se seguiu uma quebra generalizada de energia. Eu creio que é visível na imagem, o navio está inclinado agora para o outro lado, para estibordo, isto é, para o lado direito. Já estamos a afastar, estás a ver? Esta é a operação no bote 7 do Costa Concórdia. Está cheinho que nem o ovo, aliás estão todos. Vou tentar ligar a luz da câmara. Ora, cá está, uma demonstração de que não há pânico. Ora, cá está. Cá está, estamos a descer. Estamos a descer com toda a tranquilidade, sem problemas. Sem problemas.
Tranquilo,
Alguns barulhos. E estamos quase a chegar. São 23 horas, hora de Itália, e esta é uma situação que nenhum dos passageiros de um cruzeiro gostaria de viver. Eu diria que é uma situação imprevisível neste século. Esta é a pequena ilha onde fomos forçadamente desembarcados depois do problema no Costa Concórdia. Inicialmente avançado como um problema no sistema elétrico, nos geradores. Sinceramente não acredito. Creio que um barco com um calado de 8,5 metros e pela proximidade a que estávamos desta pequena ilha terá embatido num rochedo, terá embatido nos baixios e por isso todos os passageiros acabaram por ser recolhidos pelos botes salva-vidas deste Costa Concórdia. São nesta altura 23 horas e 20 minutos e aquele que ali veem é o Costa Concórdia. Reparem no navio, o navio está praticamente a adornar. Esta é uma imagem que ninguém espera ver de um navio com esta dimensão. Three minutes. Of course, this is a typical MoJo situation and a critical one. I'm now shooting a documentary about Costa Concórdia. It's going to be called Deck 4, and I've been changing messages with the president of Portuguese television exactly because I would like very much Portuguese public television to be the first in the southern Europe to broadcast a documentary fully filmed with mobile technology, with iPhone, and edited with LumaFusion. Thank you very much for coming to the paradise. Enjoy Azores.
Okay, whoa. What does real MoJo when something like that is happening on honeymoon? Report, of course. I think we catch some time and you can ask Hui questions during the lunch, and we welcome Doug from NRK. Stage is yours.
So I use the rest of the 4 remaining minutes for my presentation. I talk about my project, which is the MediaCityBergen. NRK is recently moving out from our old premises from the regional offices into more updated premises. Bergen is one of the first of these projects, and This works. That was probably the wrong button. MediaCityBergen is a little bit special project because it's not only NRK moving into this new building, it's a lot of media-related companies. Even our competitor in television, the Norwegian TV2, is moving into the same the premises, and also 2 newspapers, the regional newspaper for the western part of Norway. And also the journalist education for the University of Bergen is also moving into the same facilities. VSRT and Mozart, you may know as well, is moving into the same facilities, so it will be quite an interesting project in that respect. Just to show you where Bergen is, it's on the western coast of Norway. It's one of the biggest regional office in NRK. It has some 130 employees. This one better? Not sure. Well, this is just the position in Bergen where it's placed. It does move from some time to time, but
Either one.
yeah. Okay. Which button do you press? Here. Right one. Yeah. Okay. This is how it looks for 4 years ago. It was originally a bank, very inspired by the oil age in Norway. You see the 3 barrels. It's now converted into this. This is an architect drawing, but actually it looks more like this today. The construction work will be finished 1st of August this year. We have a very challenging mandate, and you can see all the buzzwords here, like creative and showcase and flagship and all these things. And we should go on air at October 16 and this year. And one part of the mandate is to actually prepare for NRK moving to a new main headquarter, which will probably happen in the next 6 or 7 years, it's my guess. The goal is to create a live video production unit and infrastructure both for audio and also for audio. We will make a new technological solution for self-op radio, which actually will release the presenter from the studio table. You can bring along a portable user interface inside the premises or even outdoor if you have a network connection which is capable of handling the needed bit rate. And we're also looking into merging radio and television technology. We are going for the visual radio, and we're looking if we can combine or get one common production automation system for both radio and TV production. So why do we do it? According to the mandate, it was no option to go to be the last SDI-based installation in NRK. It should be future-proof, flexible, format-agnostic, prepare ground for virtualization, increase automation, gain experience and build up competence, and not least prepare NRK for moving to a new headquarter. The MediaCityBergen is the ideal playground for that. That's the wrong direction. So the basics, there will be all IP infrastructure, no central audio or SDI router. We're going for the SEMTI ST2110, which is actually not a standard yet, but probably will be during the summer. The audio will be a 67, it will be present time protocol synchronization, and will use COTS network technology, high-end though. And there will be, I think, one of the first true multi-vendor video production facilities in the world, actually. And we work in close cooperation with the EBU for this. The infrastructure will be under Lavo VSM control. It will be a Cisco network with the DCNM, which is the Data Center Network Management System. It will be 10 gig, 40 gig, and 100 gig, and in a spinal leaf design. There are only Cat6 cables and fiber between rooms. There are no coaxial cables, no traditional audio cables. Probably you find some inside the rooms, but the infrastructure is completely IT-based. The radio production facility, we have 2 radio studios. We are working together with Lavo and take some ideas from a Swedish radio for a touch-based user interface. There will be no physical faders, which is quite revolutionary for radio production. And it will have a portable user interface and I/O, so we can bring the user interface and connect local audio sources and headphones around in the facility. And we also make the radio studios look visually attractive. We will have PTZ cameras there, and there will be automatic switching, but can also be manually overridden. The TV production facilities in one TV studio, 100 square meters, a fully equipped gallery. It will also be a self-op anchor position, Mozart automation, and quite a lot of traditional video names, but they will all have IP interfaces, or if not, they will be converted to 2110. We have also 7 regular video editing suites and 2 news editing suites in the facility. Lesson learned, being early adopter is challenging, and probably not even an early adopter, but we are more like in the development phase, because the standardization process is still not 100% in place. There is no standard for flow control, so we have to do a lot of brand-specific development. Probably life will be easier when the process has gone a little bit further, but now we struggle with the delayed deliveries, and we have to put up a lot of intermediate solutions. And some manufacturers waited too long, sitting on their or riding their dead horses for too long. But I think most of them has realized that the SD2110 is the way, or they have to go that way. It's like Adde mentioned, it's a demanding process. We had to working a lot of changing skills and mindsets. Traditional specialists are not specialists anymore, because what they are good at are more or less outdated. They have to learn new things, and network skill is the crucial thing. And it's the network guys. For them, this is different, because it's a different world. You have to live with real time, and they are not used to that. If a file takes a few milliseconds extra, that's okay. No one reacts to that, but that will give you a dropout in the video stream, which is everybody will see. So it's What we have done in this project is what I will maybe warn about. It's do not do not combine a move and a technology change, but it's very easy to think in that direction. We move to a new place and then we replace all the technology, but it's at least for our big headquarter, I think that's not a very good idea. It's better to take the technology change first and then move afterwards. But a little bit about the facility. What we realized that when you are building something new, the contractor, they need the decision to be taken very early in the planning process, which is, and as you know, in our business, the media landscape is in a rapid change, so the things we decided or thought was wise 4 years ago is not that wise in a way. Changes are expensive, especially late in the process. So we have done a lot of those, which has made it a little bit more expensive than we liked. So challenge old truth. The world has changed, and encourage out-of-box thinking. Invite for stupid questions, like, do you really need 50 dB sound installation when the studio door is open anyway? So like this, that's quite. So Bergen is nice in May. More famous for rain though, but so that's the short version of the MediaCityBergen project. I think it could be an interesting thing to visit, maybe in a year, May next year maybe. Then I think everything will be 100% up and running. We'll get on air in October, but it will be a lot of intermediate solution for the first 6 months.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you for the invitation. I will come. Yeah, we'll see there. Lots of interesting and important things, and lots of difficult terms that I don't understand, so I don't have guts to ask anything from Dag. But you guys did really great with the timetable, but the lunch has already begun, so I suggest you also talk with Dag during the lunch. Let's give applause for Rui and Dag, and also Adde, who came via Skype.